Former Commerce Secretary, is joining us on the program as well. Ambassador Vohra, good to see you, sir. Well, India is not only trying to cut the head of the snake, but it's also trying to trample on its tail so that any movement that Pakistan makes in terms of being funny when it comes to Indian security and the security of Indian citizens, there is an appropriate response. How would you classify the maturity and the sophistication with which India has responded this time around? We could have, in fact, put the Indus Water Treaty in abeyance long time ago, but it was our maturity, our tolerance, our perhaps outlook towards a neighbor that stopped us from doing so. But now it seems all bets are off, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minocha. Always a pleasure to be with you. I can see the three other guests. I can't see my very good-looking self, so nevertheless, I'm sure it's some technical issue. You'll get me on the screen very soon. Well, you've talked about what we have done, banning this trade. Last year, global trade, as former Commerce Secretary and Dr. Kohli will tell you, was about $33 trillion. Compared to that, the trade between India and Pakistan is absolutely minute. Doesn't really matter. Sir, let me just give me a minute and I'll explain to you why we are doing what we are doing. This is a coordinated hit. First of all, what happened in Pahalgam, we all know tourists were killed by these terrorists who came from across the border. Sir, you monitor the media. Dr. Kohli, you do it. Mr. Dua, General Saab. Have you seen any tweet from Pakistan, any newspaper, any channel saying a terrible thing has happened? This is militarization of the mind. They've totally lost it. I've actually had a woman senator, General Madhav, on television, and she was saying, Aja, Aja, main dekh lungi. So I said, ma'am, I understand I'm very good looking. Is the Aja a threat or an invitation? If it's a threat, I'll deal with it. If it's an invitation, I'm a Sanatani and my wife for 48 years will not be very happy if I accept your Aja kind of absolute nonsense. The mind is polluted. Now, Indus Water Treaty, sir, you referred to, what did Chanakya say? Sam, Dan, Abhed, done. San is persuasion, which we have done. World capitals don't give a whatever about Islamabad. That was the job of us diplomats, and we've done all our briefing. Then comes Dan, which is economic measures. You know that we have totally beggared that nation. Nobody gives them money except his father-in-law, what's it called? The Islamic People's Republic of China. That has got 15 lakh, 1.5 million Uyghurs incarcerated and is trying to brainwash them, etc. I think it's become an Islamic Republic already because they love Pakistan. So that was the second issue that we're doing in Dan. Then it's Bheda, sir. That is what our intelligence people and we do, which is to sow dissension. And you're seeing what is happening. You're seeing what's happening in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. You're seeing what's happening in Balochistan. Now in Cholistan also there is some trouble, etc., etc. And then the final thing is Dand. This trade suspension, the Indus Water Treaty suspension, all this is part of Dand. The suspension, the holding in abeyance of the Indus Water Treaty, take it from me, sir. So totally one-sided treaty. You might be aware, Dr. Kohli, that when we signed this treaty in 1960, by the way, Pakistan was created in 1947. We waited 13 years to sign the treaty because they realized that the headworks of the extensive canal system were in Madhopur and Ferozpur, both in India. Had we wanted at that time, we could have shut off the tap. We didn't. Instead, we gave them 65 million pounds sterling. Happy birthday. And what did they do with that money? They built Tarbela Dam and they built Mangala Dam and so on. And we kept giving them money, all kinds of royalties and other things. That has stopped. It's going to hit them very hard. I'll conclude this, Mr. Malhotra, by saying, I think on the 9th of May, in a few days from now, there is an IMF meeting at which they will discuss releasing the next tranche of $1 billion of the $7 billion loan approved for Pakistan. And that is why their ambassador in Washington is writing to Donald Trump, Uncle, Uncle, I love you. Can I polish your shoes? Can I do this? Can I do that? Because he knows that Donald Trump has the power to stop that, sir, as the US president. And if that is stopped, you know what the consequences will be. I'll tell you what's going to happen. We've identified 3 chaps. If these buffoons had any sense, to diffuse tension, they'll say we are sending these 3 chaps across to you. You remember, sir, when Mr. Malhotra, when 26/11 happened, there were some Americans involved, and that headless Coleman, headless fellow who's in jail there, he also said that this terrorist Hafiz Saeed was involved. The Americans are going to say, give him to India or give him to us. Let me see what the Pakistanis do. Sir, they are up, as the Americans say, forgive the expression, up the SH-1T creek without a paddle. they're in such deep trouble that all the militarization of the mind is not going to help. So I rest my case.
You're absolutely right. Dr. Kohli, valid points coming from